Hey! So, you know how I just did a really big book haul? I don't know what happened. I got more. I wasn't technically like on a book buying ban, but I definitely was not actively shopping for books. But then did you see the thumbnail? There are many books. There's a lot of things that I need to unbox for you guys. There's a lot of book mail that's just been kind of sitting here. And then I took a spontaneous trip to Ollie's, which if you guys don't have Ollie's by you, I am sorry. But if you do have an Ollie's by you right now, go. Or don't, depending on your bank status. But they got some good books in right now. So I'm gonna get into this. Some of these are books that were sent to me for review. Some of them I think are pre-orders. Some of them I got suckered into for the Barnes & Noble sale that's going on right now. We don't need to add that I currently have 15 more books sitting in my cart on barnesandnoble.com. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the books that I bought already and have already received. So let's just get into it and we'll see where this takes us. I picked up a copy of You'll Miss Me When I'm Gone. This is by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I've already kind of talked about this, I think, in a video. I'm pretty sure I did. This is kind of a YA contemporary about twin sisters who are about to like embark on some really prestigious life goals, basically. One is like a string, violin, viola, I think, soloist who's like pursuing that as her life career. She's extremely talented. The other is about to get accepted into med school. So very precocious kids. And all of this kind of comes to a crashing halt when they receive their test results for Huntington's disease, which is a genetic disease. And in the synopsis, so that I'm not spoiling you, one test positive, one test negative. So it's about kind of their relationship with each other, with themselves, with their futures, and how to handle this huge thing that has come into their life. It sounded amazing. It looks beautiful. I had to get this. I also got my pre-order of The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This is a book that everybody is reading right now, and I have not started it yet. I really want to, but I'm in the middle of probably like 5 books right now, so I need to finish something before I pick up another. But I had to have this. I'm just staring at it in like the viewfinder. Look how beautiful it is. This, I believe, is like oh my god, look at the end pages! I didn't even look at the end pages! Oh, this is beautiful. All that I know about this is that it follows a girl who I think her mother or her grandmother was a really reclusive author of really dark fairy tales, and she passes away on her estate called the Hazelwood. So her and her mom are going there to obviously kind of deal with the affairs of that. When her mother gets taken away and she has to go into the Hazelwood. So all of her grandmother's really dark fairy tales are possibly based on something real. So I love stories like this. I love being taken away into like fairy tale lands. I'm so excited for this book. That's okay. Move on. Moving into some review books and arcs that I got from HMH Teen, which is Houghton Mifflin. I got a copy of Girl Made of Stars, and this is by Ashley Herring Blake. This, first of all, I love the cover. I don't know how much you can see of it, but there's a whole bunch of just like illustrations mixed in here. This is a dark contemporary. I love my fluffy contemporary, but I really like the dark and gritty, raw, emotional contemporaries in YA. So this book is also actually following twins, but it's a boy and a girl, and they're super, super close until the girl's friend accuses the boy twin of rape. So obviously that's going to drive a wedge in between them. We don't know what actually happened. So it's obviously going to be very like confrontational and probably heart-wrenching and rough to read, because obviously we're dealing with some very triggering things, but I am just so intrigued by this. I think it's going to be a really eye-opening read, and I can't wait to get to this. This comes out in May, so you guys can look forward to this. I'll probably try and read and review this closer to May, probably April-ish, but I really want to get to it now. We'll see. But expect a review of this coming soon. I also have a package from Source Books, so let me cut this open real quick. Oh, this is a Goodreads giveaway that I won. Guys, it happens. It really does. You just gotta enter a lot of Goodreads. I've become that person who makes a habit probably like once a week and goes to all of the like recently listed giveaways in the young adult section. There's like a tab there. just enter all of them. Just do it. Because you win them. You do. It happens. I promise. But I won a copy of You Will Be Mine, and this is by Natasha Preston. This is the author who wrote The Cellar. You know the picture of like the flower laying on the steps going down to the cellar? It's like everywhere. Like you see it in Target, you see it in BAM, you see it in Barnes & Noble, it's everywhere. So this is the new book by her. So this sounds kind of just like her other books where it's gonna be a really dark thriller of a story. So it sounds like it's following a bunch of just teenagers who are getting ready to go party and have like a night out together. And as they're about to leave, a note gets slid under their door. It's an anonymous note addressed to one of their friends, and they just kind of laugh it off, blow it off. It might be like a secret admirer or something like that. But then their friend never comes home, and a second note arrives on their doorstep, and it says, "Your turn." That's the synopsis. I'm super intrigued. Why do you think I entered to win this? I'm so excited to read this. I love thrillers. It's not super long, so I can probably fly through this in a night and freak myself out. But I'm so excited to do that. The next package that I have is from Candlewick Press. I think I know what this is. I'm not sure if I can technically unbox this, but I'm going to, because this is for a tour that I have coming up in April, I believe. Yes, and this is, oh, I have a little post-it. This is a copy of Relative Strangers by Paula Garner. This I will be talking more about in my tour video. Yeah, so I will be giving you guys more details about this. There's going to be a giveaway closer to when the tour is, but this also releases in April, so you can expect to hear more in April about this book. Okay, moving into these. I know kind of what's in these. I vaguely remember what I bought. One book got shipped separate. So in case you guys were unaware, Barnes & Noble has a sale going on. Probably when I upload this video, it might be over or it might just be finishing. It ran for all of February basically, and I think it ends March 3rd. So jump on that if this video is going up prior to that. But all teen books are 3 for $30. That's a pretty stinking good deal. Like that's better pricing than Amazon right now. So I bought 6 because I contained myself. Like I said, I have 15 sitting in my cart that I'm having a hard time not buying, but I am going to open these boxes up and show you what I got. So we're doing the big box first, and there's a lot of stuff in here. There's some deflated packing things. I don't remember getting this much like stuff from Barnes & Noble before, but I mean, if you want some Dish Network, or if you want some seeds, or Geico, or a packing slip, that's a lot of stuff just to be in a Barnes & Noble box. That's weird. So the first book that I picked up is Love, Hate, and Other Filters, and this is by Samira Ahmed. I've been hearing really, really good stuff about this. This is obviously a YA contemporary, but it deals with a Muslim teen who is coping with Islamophobia. So I feel like this is going to be another one of those really diverse, influential, very important books to read right now in this day and age. So I really want to get my hands on a copy of this, so I'm glad that I got this in the sale. I also picked up a copy, just because I can't control myself with this author, of This Darkness Mine by Mindy McGinnis. Mindy McGinnis is quickly becoming an auto-buy author for me, and this is a book that I did not get of hers that came out last year, and I've really wanted it, so I took this as an opportunity to get it. Also, I love this cover. Like, I like the slices in it. But to be honest, I don't know much about this. I have friends who have read it who kind of gave me like a little bit of a teaser for it. I'm gonna go into this blind. She writes really good books. Every single book that she writes is like super different from like her previous books. She covers like fantasy, she covers historical fiction and contemporary, but all of her books generally have a really dark undertone, so I'm pretty excited to get to this. I also picked up a copy of Blood and Sand, and this is by C.V. Wick. This is not a book that I've actually seen going around on BookTube pretty much at all, or really on Bookstagram or anything, but it's been kind of on my radar for a while, so I wanted to pick it up. I don't know much about it. It's obviously going to be a YA fantasy. The tagline on it says, "Forged in battle, from the dust of the arena, a legend will rise." That sounds great. That sounds like it's going to be really graphic and bloody and like gruesome and fighting and war. Sounds great. Sounds right up my alley. I got a copy of The Bells by Danielle Clayton. Everybody's reading this right now and it's getting such amazing reviews and I just want to read it really bad. I talked about it in my February releases video. I'm so excited to get into this. Yes. Then the last one in that box which doesn't make sense why they sent the other one separate. I don't know. But I finally got a copy of Scythe by Neal Schusterman. Neal Schusterman is kind of an auto-read author. I don't necessarily buy his books, but ever since I read the Unwind series, I kind of have read all of his stuff. I don't feel the need to usually buy it, but I can't handle these covers. I really like these covers. So I picked this up, and then in a separate box, let me cut this open real quick, but I don't really know why they sent this one separate from the rest of my order, but they did, so I don't know. It's another box to open, which is always fun. Another deflated packing thing. Oh, and I get more Dish Network and more stuff. That's cool, whatever. But I also got a copy of Thunderhead by Neal Schusterman. So this is the sequel to Scythe, and oh, it's the B&N exclusive edition. 32 pages of chapter-by-chapter notes from the author. I didn't know that. That's exciting. I like getting exclusive editions. That's pretty cool. But yes, I'm very excited to get into the series. I don't know much about it, but it's already won awards. I've heard a lot of good buzz about it, and I want to read it. So looking at the little timer thing, this video is already super duper long, so I'm gonna fly through the rest of this stack really fast. These are all books that I got at Ollie's last weekend, so like I said, if you guys have an Ollie's by you, go check it out. They got new books in. I feel like Ollie's is usually like, they have kind of the same book selection for a very long time, and I get sick of looking, and then eventually I'll go back months later and realize that they've restocked with all new books, and I get really excited. So I'm gonna fly through these. I'm not gonna give super long synopsis of any of these because they've all been out for a significant amount of time, but they're all books that I wanted to personally read. Oh, but just know that all of these books were $1.99. That's why I bought all of them. It cost me like 25 bucks for this entire thing. Okay, so I got a copy of The Smaller Evil, and this is by Stephanie Kuhn. I don't know how to say that, but I've wanted to read this since like last year when I heard about it. It sounds really good. It's a very short book, so it'll be a really quick read. I'm excited. The main reason that I went to Ollie's is I saw somebody do an Ollie's haul, including this book that I've been wanting to pick up, but I've been seeing it. I was actually gonna get it in the Barnes & Noble sale, and I'm glad that I didn't because it was at Ollie's. But that is Alex Approximately, and this is by Jen Bennett. But I do believe that this is obviously a YA contemporary, but I think it has LGBT plus influence. I'm not sure if it's the main romance or not, but I do believe there's diverse characters in here. I picked up book 4 of the Fallen Kingdom series, Frozen Tides by Morgan Rhodes. I still haven't started this series, but I have books 1 through 4, so I mean, that means I can start it now because the 6th and final book just came out, so I'm pretty close to being able to marathon all the way through the series. Unintentionally, but I've just been buying them because they look like things that I would like. Also picked up Slasher Girls and Monster Boys. This is selected by April Genevieve Tucholke. I have no idea how to say her last name. I adore her as a writer, and she's the one who kind of selected all of these, but it's written by a lot of famous YA authors, so this is an anthology of creepy, nightmarish type short stories by famous YA authors that I've kind of wanted for a while, but I never wanted to really buy. It was $1.99, so I bought it. I picked up Heated and Ignited by Jay Kenner, because sometimes a girl needs some smut in her life. Let's just be real. I think I've read some stuff by Jay Kenner before. I don't remember what at this current point in time, but I mean, if I find books like this that I know will kind of get me out of a reading slump, or sometimes a girl just needs some smut, like I said, you just gotta read some sexy times in books. I got these, so they're ready for me. I was really excited to find a copy of Furthermore by Tahereh Mafi, because hello, look at it. This is a book that I've clearly wanted to read for a very long time. BookTube has just like oversaturated itself with this book, and Witchwood just came out, I believe, so obviously everybody is reading these. Middle grade is not my go-to genre, but if it's an author that I know and trust, I will. So when I found this for super cheap, I had to have it. Also, just look at the cover. Like, if nothing else, it's gonna look pretty on my shelf. I forgot I got this. About this book. This is Ripple by Heather Smith Malaki? I probably bought this because I saw schizophrenia in the synopsis. So this is gonna deal with some mental illness, probably gonna be some sort of a thriller or a dark and gritty contemporary. I don't know. It was $1.99. I can't really explain myself any further than that. I finally picked up a copy of Kids of Appetite by David Arnold. Mosquitoland was like one of my favorite books of that year. I think that was 2015 when that came out. Loved it. Swore I would read everything by him. I started listening to this and I couldn't really get into it, to be honest, but I still kind of want to give it a chance. So when I see it for $2, I will give it that chance. Picked up a copy of The Shadow Hour by Melissa Gray. This is the second book. I don't know what the series is called. I don't know. The first one is purple and it's The Girl at Midnight. I'm sure you guys have seen the cover. It looks very similar to this. I'm gonna be honest, I just really like the covers of these books. I haven't heard amazing reviews about the series. I've been intrigued because I like the covers, so every time I see it, I'm like, ooh, I like that. But I don't know anything about it. It was $2, I bought it, don't judge. And last but not least, I picked up a copy of Lotus and Thorn by Sarah Wilson Etienne. Again, this is one of those books, I've seen the cover, I've picked it up a lot. I just keep putting it back down, so when I see it for super cheap, you better believe I bought it. I don't know what this is about. You know, I thought this was a fantasy. It's looking more like a sci-fi. It says, ever since Earth abandoned the planet Gabrielle 500 years ago, the land has become a barren wasteland, devastated by plague, blah blah blah. Huh. So sci-fi-ish fantasy? Not sure. If any of you have read this, let me know, because I've been really intrigued by it, but I just kind of keep plopping it back down. But I finally got it. I did it. Okay, so that is everything. This is probably going to be the longest video ever to edit because that's a lot of books. And I have more coming. I definitely do because I've talked to some other publishers, so expect another haul fairly soon. Hopefully it won't be this big because I've been doing pretty good at like reading at the same pace that I'm buying. Until right now, I have not read, I don't know, 20 something books, but I will. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys have also been getting some amazing books recently, and I will see you guys in my next video.